Welcome back to another episode of Cascade Valley. We are facing the team up north. Michigan is the squad this week. This is a big game. We're not Ohio State, but we are in Akron, so that's a rivalry right there. Now, their actual roster is pretty disgusting. They were 90 overall across the board, but their starting running back, Timmy Zolak, is actually injured, and he's not going to be playing in this game, which is fantastic news for us. He's got great speed, 94 overall. That is scary. At QB, though, they've got an 84 overall QB with decent speed. He's got pretty solid throw power to 90, but they've got guys way better, in my opinion. If I were them, I'd be starting Calvin Gums. This guy's got 98 throw power, 87 speed, 90 excel. I mean, look, come to Cascade Valley. We'll treat you right. Now, since Zolak's not starting, it's going to be Mr. Colton Sharp. He's got 360. He's got recoup. He's pretty solid overall. I mean, he's an 87, so it's a great backup to have right there. And then a wide receiver, 86 overall with 93 speed. An absolute turtle of speed here with 85 for their second wide receiver. Right after that, it's pretty fast. And then their corner room is crazy deep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Corners over 84 overall. We might have a tough time passing today. Now, Michigan has had some ups and downs. They're 5-5 in the year, but I have one goal today. Well, I have two goals. One, I want to win the game, but two, I want to make sure that Dylan Fowler jumps to the #1 spot for the Heisman Trophy. We need him to win a Heisman Trophy before he leaves Cascade Valley, and I feel like he's got a really good opportunity here. They lost, and they being Auburn in the previous weeks, they're going to have some voters that are really not hot on him. And if Fowler can get in here with 3-4 touchdowns in a big game, $150, maybe 200 yards rushing, I think he takes home the Heisman Trophy. And here we are, Michigan Stadium. It's looking a little foggy, a little bit rainy, but we don't care. Everybody in Michigan is ready for some bad weather, but we're ready to put up a whole lot of points. I hope Dean Longa is ready to try to lead this team out. This is the #6 toughest place to play, and Longa historically has done really well on the road, but can he do that today? A nice way to start, and Carmazzi's already getting a cold streak. How? If you remember, Longa did not play really a lot in the last game. Threw about 8 passes. We got him up out of there because Manny Burwell was ready to get things going, and Fowler running into his own man. All of our guys pretty much on a cold streak. Again, this is a disgustingly tough place to play. Longa took his sweet time throwing that one, and Fowler should not have the first down, apparently. One of the loudest crowds in the nation is going absolutely bonkers right now. We're going to hand it off to Dylan Fowler. He says, it's my turn to get the first down. Fowler only had about 89 yards in the previous game. Did have, 2 touchdowns and about 40-some receiving yards, but we're trying to make sure that he locks in that trophy today. Oh, who's this on? Who's it on? Come on, man. You're running laps in practice. Longa's going to see if he can get Fowler something here, and he's so close to breaking that one away. Longa is trying desperately to get something adjusted here, but it's not working. So we're just going to stay with the base play and kind of hope for the best. Down the field, it's going to be close. Carmazzi! Off his hands. We had what we wanted. We had the coverage over the top. Longa, again, has an absolute cannon for an arm, but he's just not able to get that one there. But he is able to get this one to his guy. Fowler makes it interesting to 4th and 5. Hartzell's going to come into the game, and he's a little nervous on what we're actually trying to run. We have no idea if he actually got the play. But what a throw. Longa's going to find Parizo, who has the first down of the 15. If our passing game is cooking like that, it's going to open up a lot for Dylan Fowler. But a running game is going to be really tough in this rain. Longa back under center here in the I form. He's going to hand this one off. Fowler's got some running room here, and he stops short of the end zone. Right back to the run game here. Coach McMervin gives it to the best player in the nation. That's Dylan Fowler. And the young fella says, get hype, because here we come. Now, Michigan, we know, is a team that is probably going to be running the football more than they do anything else. So we're going to be playing pretty shallow, but we already see a nice little play action by them. And their QB taking off. 2nd and 2. They go with a little bit of trickeration here. They throw one away because ain't no way we're giving up a play. Our defense kind of locking in here. They go with another play action. We're not used to this much play action by a Michigan team, and they lose 2 yards, and they're punting that one. Michigan's going to line up here, punting one deep. We got Carmazzi ready to go. Looking for a couple of blocks. Carmazzi kind of moving around, and he's going to get to about the 46. Longa kind of settling in. We saw Fowler have a really productive drive last time. Get that man some yards. If Fowler's going to get it, looks to be about 8. However, we have to get this man involved. We will. Touchdowns, plenty of yards have to be in this man's future. 1st and 10. Ooh, they're bringing a blitz. We're going to live and throw one up. Ostergaard with the poise. And most importantly, he stops at the 1. And if you're asking why that's important, well, because we have Dylan Fowler, who needs some touchdowns. And he's going for another one right here. Longa takes that one, hands it off to Fowler. He falls in the end zone, but it don't matter. He's going to get hype. He's going to throw up a little bit of a pose here. and let them know. More are coming. Now, Michigan kind of stalls out when they get the ball, so we've got it right back. And Fowler is just getting like 2-3 yards at a time. At some point, we know that's going to open up a little bit, but for now, it's definitely a struggle. Longa finding Ostergaard, who's been so important this season for us, and a great spin move puts us down to the 11. Michigan struggling on offense in the passing game. They have about -2 passing yards. We have been cooking, and Fowler, that might be the Heisman moment right there. Put some respect on his name and give him the Heisman. Defense doing their job, but Michigan again finding a little bit of a way to do something on the field. They're down to about the 46. Sean Lewis kind of creeping up to the line here. Another handoff, back-to-back carries by the running back, and he gets a couple. Big third down and 6. Jorge Slade kind of patrolling the middle of the field here. Watching for the deep route. They try to test Jeremy Emery, and he's having none of it. Emery gets a block. Does he have enough to get all the way down? The QB is going to be one of the people in front of him. A great spin move, but they catch up, but that's a heck of a return. 2 set of downs, the squad feeling pretty good. That might have been one of the worst decisions we could have made. Fowler has 0 wear and tear despite dealing with a whole lot of brutal hits by this Michigan defense. 3rd and 8, Longa making a quick adjustment here. He's got him, and Fowler's down at the 1. Dylan Fowler is just the MVP right now. What he's done this season after rebounding back, after struggling his sophomore and junior seasons, is a perfect wrap to his story. But he needs another natty. Now the squad is back up out of here. Michigan does score as we kick off early part of the second half, but what a grab by Quisenberry and a really bad throw by Longa. Fowler getting his first carry here this half. Great little run action here. He's going to try to get out of the sideline. He's not an elite speedster, though. Keeping Parizo in the backfield for an extra blocker. They end up blitzing. Fowler again. Great cut and way to get the first down. As the game goes on, this dude just gets better and better. Well, then he runs 1 yard into his man. Angelo Hartzell's going to come in the game. We definitely need a little bit of a breather for Fowler because, again, he has been prime used in this afternoon. On a 3rd and short, though, we're going to opt to go for the best player on the planet, Dylan Fowler. And he does enough. Quisenberry and Ostergaard both getting pressed here, which actually could turn out pretty well for us. Quisenberry sees the press. He's going to go up. He made the catch, but it's out of bounds. On 2nd out, Longa's going to send Ostergaard in motion. We're going to try to use a little bit of our play action run success against him. A little bit behind in that throw. Parizo is in the end zone. The first receiving touchdown all game. And I feel like another one's coming. This game has been an absolute blowout so far. Michigan does get that 1 touchdown, but they have 2 first downs in the entire game. That's not good. Fowler, though, up to about 80 yards total in the afternoon. He's actually in 2nd place for most rushing yards this game because their running back had a big run earlier on a 80-yard run. But the touchdowns have been all over the place right now. This man is absolutely killing it, having a great afternoon. And the yards just keep stacking up, as do the first. 4 touchdowns already for Fowler. He could go for a CVU record. I don't know what it is, but he's going to be out there trying to break it. Longa not really having the speed. He has to get rid of that one. Out here in the pistol. Right back to the run. Fowler tries to have the move, but we're not seeing it. 3rd and short. We're going empty set here. Longa likes what he sees. Safety's kind of in the box. He's going to find his guy. Whiteheart across the middle for a first down. Whiteheart making his 2nd grab of the ball game. Longa's going to feed this one right back to Fowler. Good block, solid run. We take 4. With the way this game's going, there's not a lot of just vibe going on for Michigan. Their fans are completely checked out of the game. Fowler is just trying to add to a record-pace game. 3rd and 7, Longa again. Small adjustment here. He's going to find Fowler, who is just shy. They're going to make it 4th and 1. Coach McMervin wants his running back to get in the end zone here again. 5 touchdowns, to me, feels like it would seal the deal for the Heisman. And ladies and gentlemen, we got a whole lot more time left in this game. Michigan's coach is feeling a ton of absolute pressure right now. This is not good. He's going to try to get his running back out here in the edge, and our defense is just not having it. We're bringing a lot of pain right now, just trying to get them a little confused on what we're doing, and they are just running the football, which, to be fair, they scored, but not so fast, my friend. It's going to be a holding penalty on number 81. That ball is going to be coming right back, and we're going to accept that penalty every single time. Michigan, again, down big. Goes with the play action and throws that one to a CVU fan in the stand. The lead kind of getting out of hand. We're going to just drop our guys back in coverage. And we're seeing another run. This dude is about to get the first down. All right, great play call. Michigan in shotgun. Haven't seen that a ton today. Their quarterback, though, is going to run into an absolute wall in George Jones. CVU's defense clamping up right now. Michigan's quarterback tries to run away, and we bring him down for the 3rd time today. Big tackle there. 3rd and goal. Michigan's going to send a guy in motion. It's like another run, a QB keeper this time, and a Amiri's all over it. And in the most mind-boggling thing, you're down 42-7, and you're going to opt to kick a field goal with 2:43 left in the game. Your fans should fight your coach right now. All of them. Likely the final drive here. Fowler, no real business being in the game, but we're going to try to get that 6th touchdown for him. Almost 30 attempts on the afternoon for Fowler. The man, you can see him right now. He's breathing pretty heavily. Mouth breathing for sure. Longo's got a nice little dump off pass here. Fowler's going to get plenty of yards. He should be around 200 total today. Angelo Hartzell's going to come in the game. We're going to hand it off, and it's just is a loss for him. Longo trying to get his team down the field a little bit here. So close. 3rd and 13. We need a conversion here. Parizo, why are you jumping? Coach McMervin opted to go for this one, which is, again, pretty crazy, but he does hate Michigan. Longo's going to throw one over the top. And I believe it's his first interception of the day. We're going to walk out of here with a W. And again, the interception at the end is, you know, not our favorite. But we're going to walk out here with a massive W. 42-10. Michigan is who we thought they were. Not a very good team. And Dylan Fowler proved that he deserves the Heisman Trophy. But the question is, will the voters give him what he rightfully deserves? We got to find out. Recapping the stats, Longo 18-25, 256, a touchdown and a pick. The pick will look past because that was really our fault for throwing it super late. But on the ground, $134, 5 touchdowns, only 2 broken tackles for Fowler, but the grass was a little crazy out here. And then in the air, Fowler led us with 70 receiving yards, giving him well over 200 in the afternoon with 7 receptions. Only receiving touchdown was by Brian Parizo. And then defensively, Jorge Slade was everywhere in the field today. 7 big tackles for him, but kudos to Jeremy Emery. Had a big interception, got himself 5 tackles, including 1 for a loss. From a sack perspective, George Jones got 1.5, 1 by Bernard Morris. Love to see him actually get involved in the game today as a redshirt. And then we're going to see Nolan Blair, get a half a sack. He's been kind of underwhelming. After the game, we do get fantastic news that we actually got a coach level upgrade, so we can now put some points somewhere. I think what we're going to opt to do here is go ahead and do Limitless for Architect. It's a chance to increase a random skill cap when leveling up for quarterback, and considering how important quarterback is to our team and how many guys we have, that we can just get a little bit of an upgrade here and there for them. It'll be in a good spot. I think this is the move. We're going to go ahead and upgrade that, and we will take that upgrade. And we have points to do one more. And I think where we're going to put that is going to be down here for ground and pound offense. We already have wear them down, which is D-line takes a fatigue hit for every 4+ yard rush. But tier 2 would be demoralizing. Defensive line and linebackers take a fatigue hit for every 4+ yard rush. And considering how many times we're running with Dylan Fowler, I think this is super important. So we're going to upgrade that to, oh, just kidding, that's 8 points. We can't do that. Okay, so instead of doing one of the lower ones, which I would have probably preferred, I think we're going to go ahead and add this to our running back as well. Boosted trucking and break tackle. I think that'll be a pretty good decision. The other ones aren't as important, I think, right now for what we ultimately have. So we'll get our trucking and break tackle ratings increased. After the game, we do get good news. Tim Tivasu, s'il vous plaît? S'il vous plaît? I don't know a lot of languages, but a defensive tackle 3-star commits, which is great for what we already have in our recruiting class. We also get Sean Daly, 4-star right tackle. Lord knows I want to keep our offensive line stocked. We also get Austin Golden, another right tackle. One of these guys will probably move to left tackle or on the inside just based on their rating. Ted Maddox, a left tackle. Are there more? No, there weren't. Even though we got these 4, I am dumb sad about missing out on Matthew Shimonik. We were really close to landing him, but we missed him by a sliver after having our visit the following week. He ends up going to NC State, which is heartbreaking, but it is what it is. And your national and Big Ten Offensive Player of the Week this week is going to be Dylan Fowler. You saw the carries, you saw the yards, you saw the touchdowns. No one else deserved it but him. All right, man, listen. Dylan Fowler went crazy. He was in 2nd place. Barry B doesn't even have that great of a game. Moves to 1st. This dude goes to 3rd. This dude goes to 4th. Sharif went down. We won our game in a blowout. He had a $134, 70. He had 200 yards total offense and 5 touchdowns. And he fell from 2nd to 5th? Make it make sense. All right, man, something funky's happening here. Purdue is now the #1 team in the nation. We are number 2. We were 3 last week. I am just so, we had a bye week and we were penalized severely for that. I have no idea. We play Indiana this week, and you bet your bottom dollar we're going to try to cook them and get him back up there. If you've been watching this series, you already know how crazy it is that our schedule has been. The toughest schedule in NCAA history, and I stand by that. Purdue played Pittsburgh. They then played a 13-ranked Syracuse team, beat them. Beat an FCS team. They beat JMU, USC, Iowa. They barely beat USC, by the way. Barely beat Michigan. We blew the doors off that team. They played and beat one ranked team the entire season. Make it make sense. Here we are in Indiana. We were looking for things to do. There's nothing. Indiana's 1-10 in the season. If we lose to this team, we're shutting down CVU for good. I don't think we're losing. I like our chances. Nice little first down there. We're going to hand this ball off to the man, the myth, the legend, Dylan Fowler. I need him to have 200 plus and maybe 5 touchdowns again. Going right back here to Fowler, looking to see if he can get some blocks, and he does, carrying the pile for about 9 yards. Fowler's already having a heck of a game, averaging over 10 yards per carry on every run he's had, and oh my God, yeah, Indiana's, they're not it. Back to the run game. They are trying their best to stop Dylan Fowler, but it is not looking likely. 2nd and 6, Longa going to a little halfback screen here. We saw Fowler get so involved in the passing game. I think that was the most he's ever had in one game from a reception standpoint. Hartzell's going to come in here for a little bit of a breather. We're going to get him involved in the passing game. He is more of a receiving back, and we see him pick up 6. And here comes Fowler right back in the game, looking for people to run over. 1st and goal. Fowler takes this one, and they meet him, honestly, pretty strong. We're going to try to go to the wide side a little bit here. Longa's going to let him know. Switching it up. Indiana kind of expecting it, but Fowler, enough speed this game. 1 touchdown. We need about 50-11 more to make sure he wins the Heisman. Let's see if he can do it. Well, 3rd and 4 here for Indiana. They're trying to make something happen. Their quarterback is running for his life, and we got plenty of people going after him. George Jones, another big sack. Offense back in the field. Fowler looks pretty rested from what he was earlier, and the man, again, is just getting 8, 9, 10 yards of carry. Back here out of the pistol. Great block pickups. Fowler gets enough for the first. First quarter kind of winding down here. Long is going to throw one, and I feel like he might have been past the line of scrimmage on that. We're going to see who they call this one on. Yeah, Longa's celebrating, but it's just... You were past the line of scrimmage. Tough. An illegal forward pass is going to kind of cook us a little bit. Longa. Good news. This pass is legal. The bad news is it went to the team that's only won 1 game the whole season. Okay. Longa and company are going to come back out. We've been a little bit too telegraphing, I would say, with this game. We're going to try to maybe switch it up a little bit. Good news. There is no good news. A little 2nd and 10 here. Surprise, Dylan Fowler gets the rock, and he's going to maybe get stopped after 4. 3rd down to 6, though. This has not been a great showing by the offense. We're hoping we get a little bit better here, and who else but Dylan Fowler. Let's get him out of bounds. I know that man's hurting. As many yards as possible, as many touchdowns as possible. That is absolutely our goal today for Dylan Fowler. Again, like last week. It's like single high safety here. Might get a little bit of something. Longa getting chased down. I don't love this. Dean Longa showing the wheels. You almost took out a coach. Dylan's a little bit more rested up, so we're going right back here to a good carry. Solid gain again. Only having 1 touchdown at this point in this game is just nasty work. Absolutely nasty work. Finding ourselves in a dogfight with Indiana is just not on our bingo card. They're going to leave the tight end wide open, though. Parizo, plenty of room to get the first in the red zone. We're doing our best to just kind of drag them down the field as slowly as possible, but I want to be sure we're scoring. Fowler's again having a pretty good game. Around 6-ish yards per carry. Already has a touchdown. But you know him. He wants more. And great run. 3rd and 2. Fowler, plenty of room. Runs over a guy almost. 1st and goal. Can we get Fowler back in the end zone here? Plenty of room. 1 man in front of him. Oh, that's Hartzell. Luckily, he didn't get in. If we had vultured a touchdown away from Fowler, we would have been pretty sad. But this should be the one we need right here. Fowler is going to get stopped. 3rd and goal. Fowler knows that we're probably going for this in 4-down territory. Like, we're going for it, I think, every single time. This time, he gets a little bit of blocking, gets drugged down with 2 touchdowns on the day. Indiana is showing their true colors. They had that one little play, but it's been kind of downhill for them since. 2nd and 5. 2-minute warning is here. Good play, but just the blocking just releases too soon. Big 3rd down. Longa. Quick trigger gets rid of that one. Ostergaard. Always dangerous. Always. I think, honestly, Dylan Fowler was probably the most excited on that play because he finally got to catch a little bit of a breather there as he runs into his own man for 1. Almost 30 seconds left here in the first half. And Longa's going to go down. We're going to use our first timeout. We don't want to key too much on the same guy. Prater's got a chance, and it's blocked away. What a play. So Donovan Tech's going to come out here. 17.5-mile-an-hour winds in his face on the road in Indiana. Didn't get full power, but it's going to be enough to make that one good. 3rd quarter's here, back with the ball. And it's 2 yards at a time with Fowler. I think we're running him into the ground. I think we got to open the playbook up a little bit. We are just way too telegraphy, I think, with this right now. And it's absolutely showing. But Fowler's still doing well in the receiving game. Longa getting his guys. Make sure they're lined up properly. He's got Ostergaard over the top. He kind of underthrows that one, and he barely misses that. Second down for his guys. Hit him with the play action. It's been strong. But the offensive line is not protecting. 3rd and 10 for Longa and company. You got to do better than what they've done, and Longa is just going to... Is it Manny Burwell time? Indiana, though, is past the good side of the 50 for once, and they are going to get the first down and a whole lot more. Silvestro brings them down, but they're almost in the red zone. I give so much props to our defense, but good Lord, the offense has been bad, and that's put a lot of pressure on what is typically an electric defense, but a good stop by Emery. Little play action fake. They throw deep. They test Cole, and he's having none of it. A little bit of a chance for a return. Spin move actually isn't that bad, and we're at the 5. At our own 5, 10-point lead. This has been a game. And Longa says, hold on, let me show you some wheels. Fowler's had a little bit of a break. We're going right back to the run here, and just not enough to get out. 3rd down, 5 to go. Ooh, Quisenberry in the open field is a little scary, but he only gets about 15. First down again. The squad feeling a little good. Oh no, our Whitehart ran into his own defender. 2nd and 10. The offense again just not great. I'm not loving what I'm seeing. And this is probably one of the reasons why maybe we fell. Maybe this is why we're not the #1 team in the nation for a lot of people. I understand. Defense doing their job, but the offense is just, I don't know what to say. 2nd and 12. Everyone's scholarship's going. This is a classic case of we've got some dudes out here that are just not meeting the expectations we have. We are playing a lower tier opponent, and we absolutely look like we did not show up to play. I like that we got the first down. There's going to be a flag. It's obviously going to be on us, and we're going to just be really frustrated with how this team is playing. If we play like this in the conference championship, we are losing. I'm letting them know. Field goal would be nice, but I would have loved to not be in this situation. Dog, we are getting cooked. 3rd and 10, Indiana. Again, a touchdown makes this a field goal game, which is not how we thought this might exactly be going. Their quarterback, though, heard footsteps. 4th and 5, one of the biggest plays of the game. They are in deep in their own territory. Damian Butts is going to bring that man down, and CVU might just survive. This game has been a classic case of overlooking your opponent. We're on the road late in the season. We're absolutely, the best team of the 2 on the field, but we are not playing like it. About 4 minutes left in the game, 2nd and 7. Offensive line is absolutely getting all their scholarships going. Unbelievable. We're done with them. Coach McMervin is going to begrudgingly line up to kick a field goal here. Attack again has been money all season long. It's good, but I thought it wasn't. That just reminds us that Mario Doinks used to be a kicker here, and he didn't even graduate after 4 years. But we hit the goalpost, and it still goes in. I've seen it all. And we do have a little bit of a lead. We get the ball back because, again, Indiana cannot move it. Dean Longa, your scholarship might be revoked. Coach McMervin was seen chewing out Dean Longa on the sideline. And by chewing out, we mean using every single word in the English language that is offensive, but not getting you canceled. We've also seen Dean Longa slam his helmet on the sideline to the point of it actually breaking, and that was because Coach McMervin said you were never playing the rest of this game. Indiana obviously in 4-down territory. A touchdown here still could potentially be good for them. And their quarterback is just throwing it at the sideline. Likely the final play on offense for them. We're going to try to get the ball back and do something with Dylan Fowler. Their quarterback just says, I'm slinging that thing. And we played that as horribly as possible. Fowler's back out here. I mean, this dude, I don't know how many attempts he's had, but I'd argue it's been a lot. It's been a lot. Fowler does have about $170, I think, total between rushing and receiving today, which is fantastic news. But ladies and gentlemen, here is James Hester. Ladies and gentlemen, there is James Hester. Hester again just trying to put this game away for the squad. It's nice to see him get a little bit of opportunity. We've been waiting for Longa to do that all game. The amount of times Longa has thrown that same pass today in the rain and it has went short is too many to count. And Fowler is down to the 1. 2nd to go. Fowler's here. His opportunity to get that one in there, and he does. 3 touchdowns on the afternoon. He probably does not get 4. But he needs every single one of these if he has a chance to get back to the top of that board. But I just feel like he got hosed by the Heisman committee. Indiana's actually about to get in the end zone here. This is kind of wild. And a cameraman almost died. 2nd and goal. Their QB running for his life. Damian Butts is a problem. 3rd and goal. They're just trying to get some points on the board to be respectable. Oh, look at this man. I don't know if he got in, but I'm not happy about what he's doing right now. That's aggressive. Not a pretty game. We scored 28. We doubled their score, but that team was 1-10 in the season. And in front of 12 fans in the stadium, we did nothing. I mean, Fowler got 3 touchdowns, had a $123 on the ground, had a bunch in the air, but this is not a game to seal the Heisman for him. I'm upset. Recapping the stats, there's not a lot to love in the passing game. Longa was 11 for 25, a $115, 2 interceptions. Hester was 1 of 2 for 31 yards. I don't like them right now. On the ground, Fowler again ran for a ton of attempts, didn't have a great amount of yards, did get 3 rushing touchdowns, which is fantastic. And then in the air, he gets 54 on top of that. It's about a $180-ish. But again, only 3 touchdowns. He needed a whole lot more. If 5 touchdowns didn't get him bumped up that list, then I don't think 3 is going to do a lot for him either. And defensively, Billy Silvestro, I don't like seeing our corner as one of our top tacklers, but it's what happened today. From a sack perspective, George Jones had 1.5. Damian Butts only got 1, but he pressured the quarterback and hit him a zillion times today. And then Keyshawn Nowaski gets, again, half a sack. The only interception today going to Curtis Cole, a great pick deep in the end zone. He got elevated earlier this season to actually get more playing time, and he's showing that he deserved it. After one of the poor showings by our offensive line that we've seen all season, we get more bad news about the offensive line. JT Neiman, a center we were desperately trying to get, ends up choosing Penn State over us. They come in the last minute and kind of swoop him up, and that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. But we do find out that we're playing in the Big Ten championship game against #1 Purdue. I'm using air quotes because they're not really #1. We are. You know, as we head into preview what the conference championship week is going to ultimately look like for us, we do get fantastic news that David Farwell, the last guy we had on our recruiting board that didn't commit elsewhere, is going to sign with us. We have a great recruiting class, and we'll see how we rank in the nation. But before we look at that, Dylan Fowler is back to the top of the 2030 Heisman Trophy voting. This is what I'm talking about. Fowler moved up the board. Somehow Oscar Poole and Kiki Alaka, who didn't play last week because there was a bye week, somehow jumped up 2 spots. But it is what it is. Fowler is on top of the board. We need him to stay there. He's going to have a big performance in the conference championship game against Purdue, righting the wrongs because they're not worthy of being #1, and he could win the Heisman. This is big. And taking a quick look at the 2030 College Football Playoff, Boise State would play Purdue, Ohio State would play Oregon, Alabama would play Florida, Duke would play Wisconsin, and then Louisiana Tech, us, Oklahoma, and Clemson would all potentially have a bye here. We'll see what happens. Obviously, we got to take care of business in the conference championship. And I don't want to overlook any opponent because how we played against Indiana was late terrible. And if we don't lock in, we ain't beating Purdue. But I believe we will. Be safe, be smart, tell somebody you love them. Catch you guys on the next one.